Hi, this is Sherrie with BrokenLegVinyl.com coming here to talk to you about enlarging fonts using the offset panel. I see a lot of people in beginner groups asking, how do I make this font bigger? How do I make it thicker? And people answer and they just say offset. Offset is not the complete answer. And y'all know I'm a teacher and I go for the complete answers. So on here you'll see this is the font Footlight MT Light. We all have that available in Basic Silhouette Studio. The blue AS is the original. I'm going to fill it with color so you can see it a little better. AS, that's the original font that I typed, the AS, and this one is the one that was offset. I'll fill it with red. Now you got that little spot in the center that needs to be transparent, and it's not going to go transparent right now, so I just put white in it. So that's the one I came up with after I offset, but it takes a little bit of editing to be able to do that. Now you notice the letters are close together, and here they're very together, so they'll have to be welded. But that's for something totally different. We're not going there today. So right now I'm going to go to my text style panel. I'm going to choose the font Footlight because that's the one I want to use. And I'm going to type capital A and an S again. Okay. And I always put a space. I'm going to highlight it because you know what, it's not as big as I want, so I'm going to go ahead and size it bigger to 144. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to click in my mat to close out of that, and you know, it's just not big enough for making a decal. I want to put a decal on a tumbler, a decal on my car window, and it's not thick enough. When you have thin lines like this, it's not got a lot of adhesive, so it's not going to stay on very well. You need thicker so that you have more adhesive touching what you're sticking this to. So open up your offset panel. It's over here. It's the star that has the outline of a star around it. Click on offset and you come up with that. And you think, okay, wow, that's pretty good. It's pretty big. Let me enlarge my screen so it's closer. Okay. So it's good, but we've lost the shape of the letters. And I'm going to show you how I know that. I'm going to click outside of it, and I'm going to pull the original out. See? Okay, so the A and the S became one, but we've lost some of the definition, and the nose of the S is now touching the body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo and go back and adjust the amount of offset we use. So I'm just going to use the undo arrow at the top. I love this undo arrow. It's my best friend. Let me see. There we go. We're back to the original. So I'm going to click on the offset. I should have done this first. I want my screen bigger, so I'll go back again. Sorry, everybody. But, you know, it's probably better for you to see all the steps I do because I'm not perfect either. All right, so I'm back up close. Click on my offset. Now what I do is I use the arrows here, the distance arrows, and I'm going to make it a smaller offset. I'm going to bring in those bubble lines and make it smaller to where I don't lose as much definition. And I'm only looking at the outside lines. I am not looking at the inside. You'll notice the inside is staying the same. It's the original size. It's the original letters. We want the bubbles. So I'm just looking at the bubbles and trying to make sure that I get it to be a decent shaped letter. And this is pretty good. So I'm at 0.105. So I'm going to click on apply. You could just click outside the letters, but let's do it the right way. Click on apply. Okay, so then I'm over here and you have to pull out the centers. Otherwise you're going to have, these are all cut lines. So you're going to have the outside bubble cut, and then you're going to have the inside cut and this triangle cut. You don't want all that. So you want to pull out the inside. So you're pulling out the original. Okay. And this is a decent shape, but you need that triangle bigger, correct? So you have two choices. You can release compound path, so right click, release compound path, and enlarge this triangle by clicking on it and stretching it. Okay, I'm not a fan of doing it that way. I actually want to go over here because the triangle is already the correct shape. So I release compound path, right click, release compound path, go over here, unclick, click on the triangle. Oh, it didn't release it. Okay, release it again. Oh, got to ungroup the A from the S first. See that? You guys see my errors? Ungroup first, then release compound path. Yes, it's good. Okay, so I'm just going to take this triangle and move it over, and I've got the one that's there to use as a guide. And I do that, and then I can take this one out. I click on it and move it over and delete, or I could delete it inside. So those are my new letters, and they look pretty darn good. So let's fill them with some color. And again, the triangle is there. Now, to change the color of the triangle, you just change it, but the unfortunate thing is then you have to cut it out of the A. So what you do is you choose the triangle, hold down your shift key, and choose the rest, and then you go to your modify panel and subtract all, and that's going to cut the triangle out of the A and the S. So subtract all. I go back and I pull out the A and the S, see that? So the triangle is there, but it's cut out of the A, so now I can delete that. So lots of steps, but that's how it works, and that's what you have to do if you size a font using offset. I'm going to try one more font for you. I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to switch to a different font. I'll leave that there too so that you can refer to it. I'll just group it and move it over. Okay, so I'm going to switch to a different font, and all right, so we're going to switch to Magneto, because that also comes with the program. So we're going to use Magneto, and I know I want it big, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at 144 now because I know I want it big. And I'm going to type our same A and S. Well, my computer isn't typing it, so let's try it again. I'm going to type the A and the S. Okay, and a space. I'm going to highlight it. Then I'm going to go get my font, magneto. Enter. And I want it bigger, so I'm going to go to 144. Oops, not 36, 144. My high school boyfriend, his football number was 44. I love 44. It's just a nice even number. Anyway, so when I look at this, I don't want them touching yet. You can have it touching, you can size it that way, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult when using the offset this way, because there's more to look at. So I increase character spacing down here at the bottom of the textile panel. Character spacing, I just use the arrow and I start increasing the space between the letters. I do this a lot when I'm curving text as well. Now I know that's not enough of a space between the two because of my offset. So I'm going to go up to 190, 195. Okay, 195. I like it. All right. So I'm going to click outside so that I can get ready to do my actual offset. Close my text panel. Okay, so these are our originals. And I'm actually going to duplicate this. Right click, duplicate, and move it over so we can refer to it. Because we really have to see what's the original and what isn't. So there we go. I'm going to color it that dark royal blue so that we know that's the original. Now, by the way, you see the red, the lines are still red around it. You can change the line color, but when you go to your send screen, it's not going to show red lines. So, but if you want to see it, if you want to do a mock-up or something, you want to change your line color so that it looks the same. So that would be how you do it. You just go up here and choose the color. Okay, so we're ready with this AS. I'm moving it down and select it, and I go to our offset panel, which is the star with the shadow of the star outside of it, and click on offset. So just like we did above, you're looking at the bubbles around the letters. And this font has added a semicircle inside the S, and it's added a line inside the teardrop. But this is too big because the S is going to look like a blob because we're pulling out the inside. Otherwise, we've got way too many cut lines. And that's what people don't tell you is you've got to remove the original letters in order to make it work. So we've got to look at those bubbles. We're only looking at the outside lines, and we're going to go to the distance and make it smaller. And just click on it until you see the shape of the letters as what you want them to be. I want to have a line in between here for sure, so it'll look like an S and not a blob. So, okay, I've got the line there, 0.085, but I want a little bit of space, so I'm going to decrease it one more, two more. Okay, so I've got that. Now, you notice I now have a dot inside the A. I've got extra lines in here. I don't have the semicircle anymore. So this is good. This is what I want. Unclick, click outside of it, click back, and you could pull out the original right now. So pull that out. That's the original. And the S looks pretty good. We need the triangle in the A, and the teardrop needs to be bigger. You could leave it that size, but it really just looks odd. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to release the compound path on this. Right click, release compound path. And I'm going to click on the line, and I'm going to hold down my shift and click on the teardrop and then delete. Okay, so they're gone, 100% gone. And then I'm going to come over to the A and the S, and I have to ungroup. So I ungroup them, and then I only want the A, and these pieces are still a path. The computer still sees it as one image. So right click, release compound path. Now it sees that A as 3 images: the teardrop, the triangle, and the shape. So I'm just going to click on the triangle, hold down the shift key, and click on the teardrop. So they're actually one piece now, and I'm going to move them over onto the A. Okay, and then click outside. Looks awesome. Okay, so oops, sorry, I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do now is, remember, these are not going to color because they're not correct on the inside. So I have to cut those pieces out. So I'm going to select the A, and then I have to select the triangle and the semicircle. And why doesn't it want to? There we go. You just got to click around to find it. I'm holding down the shift key, and I'm trying to find the triangle. There we go. The centerpiece, the triangle, and now I'm clicking on the A. Okay, so I have all 3 selected. I'm going to open my modify panel, and I'm going to choose subtract all, and that's going to subtract the triangle and the teardrop out of the new A, the offset A. And so they're selected. I need to remove the extra piece though, because it'll actually cut it extra if I don't remove it. So I go back and I remove it, and now you'll notice there's nothing. It's all one piece. There's nowhere to get a smaller piece. It's all one piece. So my A and S are great. Now I can leave them like that, or I can move them together. The Magneto font kind of does connect, so I can move them together and make it a line, and then select it and weld if I want to. So that's totally up to you. But I always play with my letters separate, and then I put them together. I hope this helps you. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you need any additional help. Feel free to leave a comment and I'll help you. But this is what you have to do when you offset to get your letters a thicker size to use the adhesive vinyl on something. It's steps, but it's great. It works. So let me know. Again, this is Sherrie with BrokenLegVinyl.com, and I'm here to help you. I don't want you to learn the hard way like I did. Take care.